for a media to cover active trials because they would inject their own opinions into it and provide information about it that would not be provided to the jury potentially while they're deliberating over the case. Do you understand how, like, this doesn't make any sense? They're so stupid. I can't believe how fucking dumb people are. It makes me so mad. Oh my God, man. What are you talking about? I know exactly what I'm talking about. I do. Because it's circular logic. And it's not even, you know what? It's not circular logic. It's basically these people have an opinion and they work back factually from the opinion, which is the exact opposite of a scientific method, right? Scientific method is null hypothesis. You have to prove yourself wrong. These people, it's the opposite. They prove themselves right. They never even consider any other perspectives. It's so annoying.
How they viewed this whole case. I was against cameras in the courtroom, and I went on record with that and had argued against it because of the sensitive nature of this. But it made it a zoo.
Does your client...
Well, that's definitely true. And I think that the reason why she wanted to not have cameras on her is because she didn't want to have the entire world see what it looks like whenever a lawyer takes on a case they know is false, or probably, you know, any reasonable person would see as false, and still tries to turn somebody who's innocent into a monster. I think that's why she didn't want to have it be publicized. That's why she was crying in the bathroom about it, is because, listen, let me give you a little bit of advice. Whenever people don't want you to see what they're doing, there's probably a reason for that. And it's not good. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
To appeal?
Oh, absolutely. And she has some excellent grounds for it. We even had tried to get the UK courtroom, and I went on record with that and had argued against it because of the sensitive nature of this. But it made it a zoo.
Does your client want to appeal?
Oh, absolutely. And she...
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Season 3? Oh my fucking God. Like, it's just, that's, here we go again. Yeah, it's actually gonna go again. Please don't. They're actually, like, what are they gonna do this time? Like, yeah, another fucking, look at this, another Ellen coming. I mean, really, it's just nuts, man. Yeah, leave the man alone. The whole court was more defamatory than the actual evidence. I don't really know what you mean by that, to be honest with you. Yeah, was appeal not allowed? No, the appeal is allowed. Listen, they are completely within their rights as American citizens to fucking appeal this shit again and again. And you know what? They can do it. They can do it. That's their right. That's their, you know, that's what we can do. This is America, all right, guys? I wonder why Elaine wants to have it get appealed. I wonder why. Who could possibly imagine the reason for that?
It has some excellent grounds for it. We even had tried to get it.
I thought she said she wanted to be over and done with. Well, she didn't want it to be over and done with. She wanted to win. And now that she didn't win, now she doesn't want it to be over.
And that's one of the issues, but also a number of the evidentiary issues.
кассе. Пацан готов.
There was so much evidence that did not come in.
Is she able to pay a $10.4 million judgment?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Damn. I'm surprised they even let her, like, in my opinion, I think it's kind of, this is like my opinion on this, right? But I think it's kind of irresponsible for her to go on and talk about this and like about her like personal finances and like try to shed doubt on like the entire judicial system, etc. Right? Like it's kind of bad. I would say it's bad. This is a publicity stunt to get more clients. Who would want to have them after this?
Finally, in closing arguments, Amber's team argued that this would send a message, that it would send a message that no matter what you do as an abuse victim, you always have to do more. You need to be perfect in order for people to believe you if she did not get a favorable verdict. What message do you think this sends?
It's a horrible message. It's, as I said, a setback. It's a significant setback because that's exactly what it means. Unless you pull out your phone and you video your spouse or your significant other beating you, effectively, you won't be believed.
Elaine Charlson, Bredehoff, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Oh my God.
Appreciate it.
Like people actually believe this shit. Oh wow. Watch Elaine at CBS. Let me see. See if I can find it here. Oh my God. Bro, she's going on tour. Oh my God. Okay, all right, let's do this. 15 minutes of fame. Well, the last one was 6, this one's 6, so she's only got 3 left. Okay, guys, here we go. No, the thing is that you should really appreciate people like Elaine because they are so bad at hiding what they're trying to do. And it's like, thank God we don't have somebody who's actually like really charismatic and smart with communicating that can actually convince people of something that's not true. Here we go.
A Virginia jury's decision to side with Johnny Depp in his defamation lawsuit is drawing both condemnation and praise. The verdict came after 6 weeks of very dramatic testimony from both sides. She claimed that he abused her while he said she was the abuser. In his reaction, Depp wrote, the goal of bringing the case was to reveal the truth, and that truth never perishes. Elaine Charlson Bredehoff is the attorney for Amber Heard and is with us now. And we should mention, we did also reach out to Johnny Depp's team, but they declined to be interviewed this morning. Elaine, thank you.
Well, that's probably a good thing. I mean, like, the thing is that, as I said, I think that they shouldn't go on interviews. The truth speaks for itself. There's no other reason, like, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. Like, yeah, there's nothing they can gain by talking about it.
Very glad you're here.
Thank you.
We heard Amber's reaction to the verdict yesterday. This seems to be a huge victory for Johnny Depp this morning.
Yeah, it really set it back for women, for women inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom.
Because?
Because basically what this said, Amber had an enormous amount of evidence, although
she's using the same lines. Yeah, she's using the same lines, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, she's the same lines, the same thing. Yeah, an enormous amount of evidence. I thought it was a mountain. Now it's only enormous.
It was suppressed in this case as opposed to the UK. But look at all the women who have no evidence. All these women who suffer from domestic violence, domestic abuse.
So what are you saying? That like they should just be able to say that it happened and then the guy goes to jail? Like, what are you saying? Like, yeah, like, look at all the people with no evidence for their case. I can't believe all these people with no evidence aren't going to be believed. God, this is such a travesty, guys. Like, again, this is what I was saying about how she has no fucking idea what she's saying. It sounds so fucking stupid. The moment that you even expose this to even the slightest amount of fucking of critical thought, it immediately falls apart. Oh my God. In most those cases, there's no opposing evidence. Yeah, that's true too. Oh my God, man. Amber, get the fuck up.
They don't have it. And basically what this jury said is unless you have your cell phone and you tape record your spouse beating you.
Yeah, she's using the same lines again.
you're out of luck.
But Elaine, I think it was bigger than that because you had the evidence, as you say, but they did not believe her. Why do you think they did not believe her?
I think that a lot of that was that it was Johnny Depp. I think the celebrity status.
But she's a celebrity too.
No.
But she's
To be fair, Johnny Depp is a lot more popular than Amber Heard, right? And so I think you can still make this argument. I actually don't think that like the host of the show, like her saying that Amber Heard being a celebrity too, like all celebrities are not the same on the same level. I don't think that's an incredibly good argument, but I mean, it is something to say. I mean, she does have a platform. It's not like she's a nobody.
But she's a celebrity too.
But you have to remember, it's was on the Sun in the UK because they had called her a wife beater and talked about domestic violence.
They should. It's just that she's trying to use this. Was that televised? Was that trial televised? Yeah, so it wasn't televised. So like, it's just again, like it's just, how is it? How is it that you could just go up here and just fucking make up a bunch of bullshit? It's like you're not even trying. Like you're not even trying. And the thing is, like, what these people rely on is that you the audience are so fucking stupid that you won't even see the obvious discrepancies here. You won't even see this. Like it's you're not even like they're not even trying.
He lost. The judge found 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence. And that came out November 2, 2020. We weren't allowed to tell the jury that.
Well, it's a different system, and the judge, it wasn't a jury, it was a judge.
Yeah, it's a different system, exactly. It's a different fucking system. Why are you even going to use these as comparison? Like, fuck it, it's just so dumb.
That it was substantially true, and that is significant, and I think surprised a lot of legal analysts. But you know, in this case, the jury not only didn't believe Amber Heard, but in rule,
it's again that he wasn't going up against Amber Heard. He was going up against his son. Proving like the amount of times that somebody has been able to successfully sue a news publication for defamation. I think I can think of one. It's so hard.
That she acted with actual malice, that means she had the intent to cause harm, right? That's a pretty high standard to have proven.
And it's pretty amazing since the op-ed never even mentioned Mr. Depp. You have to remember that. What they learned from the UK case is to demonize.
Even their own witnesses said it was obviously about Johnny. Like, what do you mean it didn't actually mention him? Like, what do you... Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just, that's... So, wait a minute. So if it didn't mention Johnny Depp, and you're going to use that logic, but you're still going to use the logic that I kicked her, how do you know that Johnny was talking about Amber? It could have been about some other woman that he kicked. Oh, but that's different. Of course it's different. It's just so stupid, man.
Amber, which is what they did, and to try to suppress as much of the evidence that came in the UK and did not come in the United States. But the other problem is we had cameras in the courtroom.
Oh,
so
right.
here we had, not only did we have a group of Depp fans that were there every day, 100 were allowed in. They lined up at 1 o'clock in the morning for their wristbands to be in that courtroom.
I'll give Helene a point on this. I think that's cringe as fuck, probably just as much as she does. I think it's really fucking weird. People that want to be on camera for the court case. I want to be on TV. I think that's weird, man. It's very weird. It's not a big deal. It's not like this is the reason why it happened, but I hate that stuff. I think it's weird.
We had everything on camera, and we had tremendous
Yep.
social media that was very, very, very much against. And
It was pointed out that that was the first time that a victim of sexual abuse had to testify on live television.
And I fought
Is
hard.
that true? I'm not even sure. I have no idea. But like, I'd have to look back and take a and look at the rest of it. But like, it's funny to me, man. It really is. I think it's fine for law students, but yeah, it's a little weird for fans. Oh, for law students, I think it's totally okay. Like, I would have no problem with that if you wanted to watch a case. I mean, I think that would be encouraged by the courts, right? Is they'd want to have people that were, you know, law students actually come in and be like, hey, this is how it's fucking done, you know? Be like, hey, you know, hey, you saw what they did? Yeah, don't do that. That didn't work, did it? Yeah, it was pretty stupid. Oh, of course, I think that makes sense.
Hard and lost that battle. It should not have happened.
So I am a former NFL player. After a hard loss, it's easy to wake up and point to the other side. Oftentimes,
My man, you know where he's going with this. You know where he's going with this.
I realized the better thing to do was to look in the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
I make as a player, what mistakes did our coaching staff make, and then how can we improve from there.
She's not going to like that
Do
one.
you feel like you guys made any mistakes along the way? Do you feel like Amber made a mistake while she was on the stand? Because you're saying it's the celebrity.
Well, no, she didn't make a mistake. She made mistakes. It was multiple. Yeah, see, like, and this guy, like, I love how the way he communicated that to me, right? Is like, this is probably the most diplomatic way to communicate this kind of stuff, right? Is like, you can see the way that somebody can talk to another person and call them, basically say, well, you fucked everything up, so why are you surprised? But like, go and say that in like such a...
Well, and that's to say, and you know, even to microwave her baby. This is the kind.
Who do you think, like what is this? This one again, yeah, it's just, that's not an answer to the question. Well, no, it's about Amber. She's not going to talk about the shit that she did wrong. You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, what she said in her closing argument, whenever you're thinking about how much money Amber has to pay, she literally got the jury to think past the sale of convicting her own fucking client. That's like this is a fucking used car salesman technique that everybody uses, and she used it on herself. Oh no.
Kind of social media she was getting. So are any of us perfect? No. Is there something else we feel we should have done? Yes, I absolutely. I redo my closings 100 times afterwards, whether I win or lose.
Just imagine her in the mirror. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, no, all right. So, Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. You know, over and over and over. Her closing was a joke. I think her closing argument was probably the best thing that she had done, because it was the equivalent of just going for, you just go for it, go as far as you can, do my best shot. It was the best part about it. It was funny. It was insane. It was like disarming because it was so fucking nutso. And it's like, it could have worked. It didn't, but it could have worked. And I think that there are cases where probably she's done this in the past and it did work.
That's part of being a good lawyer, a good trial lawyer, is there's always something. But I think that there were a lot of influences here that were beyond our control. And I think the social media, it was like a Roman Colosseum. Is the best way to describe the atmosphere here. And I have to believe that the jury, even though they're told not to go and look at anything,
she's going to accuse the jury of being biased, and they're like, like, I think that you could make this argument, like, see, this woman could make this argument if the jury's names were like leaked and people knew who the jury was. But what she's saying is that, like, what is really what she's saying? She's saying that people who looked at the discourse online decided one way or another, right? Yeah, the jury cheated. It was the jury, bro, like, you know they were cheating. What's the evidence? Guys, you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I mean, come on.
You know, they have weekends, they have families, they have
they were not
media.
sequestered. They were not sequestered.
And the 10-day period we had, how could they not have been influenced?
Yeah,
But
sure.
Elaine, for most people watching this trial, and a lot of people, as you know, have got huge views, it just seemed to be so messy and salacious and so tawdry on both sides. And I think for a lot of people from the outside looking in thought both of them were not telling the truth, and that they mutually abused each other. Do you not believe that was the case?
No, and that's one of the many
So she's not even gonna go, and it's like, that's true. No, there were a lot of people that thought that. I mean, obviously this woman is trying to use that way of language to push that narrative because it might be what she kind of believes. I don't really know. But there were a lot of people that came in during the whole event, and they were like, oh, why are people talking about this? They're both abusers. Let's just move on, right? There's a lot. It's true that this opinion was shared by a lot of people. And now she's not even going to concede to that.
The way that Depp's team approached this was based on ignorance of domestic violence. It completely ignored the cycle of violence and just said, oh, she wouldn't have done this if he had been hitting her. That was their approach.
So you thought that they weren't fighting fair?
Correct. I don't think they were fighting fair.
And you think
absolutely.
Amber Heard is in fact a civil?
That's good. Yo, my man, just get her to say it. Bro, just get her to fucking say it. So basically you think they weren't fighting fair? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there it is. I love that. At least she'll say it. You know, like, I mean, again, like, I can appreciate, in a way, somebody like Elaine, because she will literally just come up and say it. She'll be like, yeah, the whole thing was rigged. Everybody was lying. The jury was cheating. The other team was cheating. The plaintiff was fucking lying too. Everybody was lying. Social media was against us. They want to microwave everybody's babies. And, we didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you just, go all the way out. Go all the way out there. Why not?
Survivor of domestic violence.
Yes, I absolutely believe that. And there's a tremendous amount of evidence, much of which did not come into this trial, did come into the UK trial. We even had more evidence. We had
Does anybody ever ask why? Like, can you give an example of the evidence that was admitted? Yeah, like what?
Records. We had mental health records that went back to 2012 that were contemporaneous. We had text messages from Mr. Depp's assistant saying, when I told him that he had kicked you, he cried.
So how is she today, Elaine? How is she today?
That's not an admission of guilt. Yeah, that's not an admission of guilt. Like, it's just not. Now, obviously, it's substantial, and, you know, if you have other corroborating evidence, I would say it is. Yeah, sure. But that alone is really kind of not.
What is her next move?
She's right. Well, her next move is appeal. There were
But she's heartbroken.
She is heartbroken.
Oh my God.
And one of the first things that she said when she came back from the verdict, when we went into the conference room, was, I am so sorry to all these women.
She said that?
Yes, she felt.
That's what I thought too, man. Listen to how he said that.
I'm so sorry.
Listen to how he said that.
These women.
She said that?
Yes.
She said that? Uh-huh. Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, bro. Like, uh-huh. That's exactly what it was.
She felt like she had let down all of these women.
She did.
Because she had more evidence than most people do, and yet they still didn't believe her.
Elaine Charleston, Bretta Hoff, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank
we'll be right back.
All right, well, there we go. Can she even afford to appeal? I don't know. Maybe she will. Like, appealing to the masses for sympathy. Yeah, I think so. Amber hitting her son's trainer and somebody assuming that victory? No, I didn't see that. I don't want to look at that. The thing is, like, Where's she going to get the money to appeal? I don't know. I mean, Diablo, I think it comes out in a few hours or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll probably start it about then, and so that's what's going to happen. And she photoshopped the evidence. Yeah, it's like, what do you, like, I wonder, like, can somebody please ask her? Like, so how do you explain how these two pictures are the same? How do you explain this? Between the two that look the exact same. Like, how would you explain? People think that these are Photoshop. Why do you think they believe that? You know what I mean? Like, why not ask something like that? And she had more evidence because she duplicated it? Yeah, she has infinite evidence. She could copy paste the same photo 100 times. Exactly. Didn't they want to protect the jury? Now she's criticizing their integrity? Well, yeah, and you know that she'd be saying, listen, here's the thing. Gooch Marauder, thanks for 5 subs. I appreciate it. You know that if this whole thing happened and she ended up winning, she would be saying how much she appreciates the jury, how much she thinks the jury really went out of their way to, you know, look at the facts and see their side of things. So it's, again, this is... And you shouldn't be mad at her for this, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, wow, I can't believe she'd do that. Of course she's going to do that, right? I mean, that's just what people do. But it's obvious what's happening here. And that's what I'm really saying here. Do you think she's saying this so the jury will reveal themselves? No, why would they? They don't give a fuck. Yeah, they have no idea. You mean she'd be on TV talking shit? Yeah, team is defensive. I think so. She helped select the jury. Why am I not surprised? I can't believe this woman is still arguing against all the evidence. How's she not embarrassed? Absolutely unbelievable. This literally keeps presenting her opinion after the jury has decided justice prevailed. Thank you, Judge Penny, putting cameras in the courtroom. It's mind-blowing how the media keeps twisting as if people didn't watch the trial. Yeah, it's like they didn't even watch it. They didn't even see what happened, man. It's nuts, man. UK trial was rigged. There's connection between the Sun and the judge on some foundations. Listen, I don't know about the UK trial. I have no idea. All I'm saying here is that I think we'll probably see a few more of these interviews. You know, I have a good feeling that we haven't seen the last of Elaine. This is the best post that people had seen. Let me read this. I hate this narrative. It will make it harder for victims of domestic abuse to come forward. For one, it risks becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy, but also Depp was a victim of domestic abuse, and he did come forward, and he won. It's depressing that some people go out of their way to ignore this fact just because the victim was a man. As far as I'm concerned, it strengthens the Me Too movement. It shows that anyone can be a victim of abuse, thus destigmatizing the concept of victim and massively discrediting common bullshit narratives like why didn't she leave? It shows that there is no shame or weakness in being a victim of domestic abuse, and that emotional abuse does matter, and physically stronger person can still be the victim of a weaker one. It shows that victims can abuse, can still have the truth win out despite having an entire media establishment against them. People who actually cared about domestic violence victims would choose this narrative, one that empowers the survivors, instead of the narrative that disempowers survivors but lets the commenter feel righteous. I think this is obviously true, and I think that really, like, read this first sentence, and it's like it's going to make it harder for victims of domestic abuse to come forward. Why are they saying that? Whenever they say victims of domestic abuse, what they are really saying is women. That's what they're really saying, is because it obviously is not going to make it harder for male victims of domestic abuse to come forward. I think that's clearly not true. I mean, any reasonable, even the most insane person could come to that conclusion. What they're really saying is women. So make sure that you read and you know what people are actually trying to say. Yeah, that's all it comes down to. Extremists suck. Yeah, everybody fucking hates that shit. And I think that that's really what, as I said before, people have been pushing back on for a long time, is people just don't like the extremism, and they don't like the unnecessary emotional elevations to everything. And I think that, yeah, people are just fucking tired of seeing it, and they don't want to look at it or deal with it anymore. That's something for later on. Method has joined forces or done some form of a, what's it called? They've done some form of a blockchain guild. So it's going to be a pretty exciting little adventure here, I guess. It's got more difficult, but after they made it way too easy to come forward for women, well, I think it should be extremely easy to come forward. I just don't think that the outcome for coming forward should be immediate assumption of truth, right? That's all. I think it should be extremely easy to do that. And toxic masculinity stops men from coming forward. They get called wimps by other men. But, like, is that really true? Like, I don't think
Okay. Let's grab onto it then. What was that? Oh, yeah. Right here.
Get on.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay. Be careful.
I got you.
Okay, so I'm gonna there you go. You can just push that ladder down. I'll meet you over there.
I got it.
Okay, follow me.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, look, about Tess. I don't even know.
Here's how this thing's gonna play out. You don't bring up Tess. Ever. Matter of fact, we just keep our histories to ourselves. Secondly, don't tell anybody about your condition. They think you're crazy, they'll try to kill you. And lastly, you do what I say when I say it. We clear?
Sure.
Repeat it.
What you say goes.
Good. Now there's a town a few miles north of here. There's a fella there that owes me some favors. Good chance he could get us a car.
Okay.
Let's get a move on. Now, there we go. Yeah, it'll be faster to go through here.
Man.
What?
Nothing, it's just... I've never seen anything like this, that's all.
You mean the woods?
Yeah. Never walked in the woods. It's kind of cool.
Joseph Moore, welcome to the Champions Club. Sean Stanton, 22 months. Woo! Justin Miller with a $9.99. Put her down, down. It's the only way.
She was up to the task. Why'd she drop you off on us?
Well, maybe she's better now.
Kid, I don't mean to upset you, but your friend's chances of survival weren't too high to begin with.
She's a lot tougher than you think.
It don't matter. Because I doubt I can get either one of us back into the city in one piece. Trust me. I wish there was some other option.
TS with a $10 super chat donation. Just watched the intro to the stream and game and knocked on my neighbor's door, who is named Tommy, and hit him with some VSM and then said, "That's for The Last of Us beginning." He understood. CHO, thank you for the 10. My favorite streamer of all time, playing my favorite game of all time. Can it get any better? Shaboodle, thank you for the 5. You've got to try multiplayer out. It's low key. Fantastic, bro. right, we're just doing a little looting. If you don't.
Hey, buddy.
Well, buddy. I missed him. How about this little guy? We climb these rocks? Yes, we can. Anything worth looting, Ellie? All right, we're out here. Keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. It's locked. Find another way in.
Oh, shit.
Should we climb it?
No. Wire on the top, but we gotta find a way to go around.
Whoa, look.
What's so funny?
Fireflies. I mean, real fireflies.
Yeah, I see that.
Look at someone made a fort right here.
Lost myself for a sec.
Someone made a cool fort. Let me check it out. All right. I got a plan. Say we get right on top of the building.
Hey, get up here and I'll get a look.
Ooh. I like that thing. Look at this. Melee weapon. Improve any melee weapon to kill enemies with one hit. The upgrade is limited uses power. It will break off when its durability has depleted. So craft in here. Go like this. Melee upgrade.
What about this?
These planks